Back with our reporter from South Africa, Johannesburg, Anita Powell, who's going to talk to us a little bit about the Global Slavery Index that we mentioned a bit earlier. Anita, welcome to Africa 54.
Thanks.
Now, we noticed that in the report, it shows that African countries are really featuring pretty high. Give us some rundown of some of the African countries that are mentioned.
Sure. Well, the country that came first on the list, which is bad, as having the greatest prevalence per capita of slavery is Mauritania. This is a rather very sparsely populated West African country that has a more than 1,000-year history of hereditary slavery. It's based on ethnic divisions. Slavery has been infamously hard to eradicate in Mauritania. The government has tried most recently in 2007, and they still haven't quite cracked it. Elsewhere in Africa, we're seeing high levels of modern slavery in countries like the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is high in conflict. There it's taking the form of child slavery, children who are forced to fight, and so on and so forth. Also, you're seeing high levels in Ivory Coast and Senegal, possibly where children are being forced to work.
Now, there are also reports of the drivers of slavery that while they appear in different forms, but also they're driven by corruption and also poverty.
Right. Now, the author's report told me that there's no one-size-fits-all solution or no one-size-fits-all problem that creates slavery. But he did find that around the world, the countries that have a great prevalence of slavery do have high corruption levels. That's probably just because authorities are looking the other way at forms of modern slavery. Poverty absolutely plays into it, as does illiteracy. Sometimes people don't even know that they have rights, and they don't have anyone to reach out to because they don't know what services are available to them because they're uneducated and illiterate. So these definitely do influence and make it worse.
Now, because this slavery comes in so many different forms and is driven by different factors, what hope are they saying is there of stopping slavery?
You know, I was surprised, actually, when I spoke to the report's author. He said slavery is a bit of a paradox because 30 million people is 30 million slaves too many. But really, if you look at that in the context of 7 billion people on this planet, that's less than 1%. I think I calculated it's not even 0.5%. And it doesn't have a big impact on the global economy, which means it's not really something that people want to do more of because it doesn't really have much economic benefit. So what they're saying is that there's no one-size-fits-all solution. It can be eradicated, but it needs to be attacked in very local, very specific ways, but that we're close to eradicating it.
And this is because sometimes people don't even realize that whatever practice is within their society is actually slavery.
Right. For example, a 14-year-old girl being forced to marry somebody, that's slavery. A 12-year-old boy being forced to work in the fields.
All right, Anita. Slavery. Anita, thank you. Thank you very much. And now that's viewers Anita Powell reporting live via Skype from Johannesburg, South Africa.